Operation Status Quo. Operation Status Quo. Prepare to engage. Operation Status Quo. Ready to engage. Operation Status Quo. Engaged. Engaged. Hello and welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Operation Status Quo. Yes, another day, another moment together. Let me go over here and lower this down a little bit. You know how we do together, you and me and you together. We're one beautiful family here on Operation Status Quo. Ladies and gentlemen, yes, and I am, of course, your user-friendly host, Pete Palma, and always happy to take the time to be here with you on these live streams so that we can come together as a community. And the part that would make it great for us to come together as a community is if we actually came together as a community and you watched while I was on live and dropped some comments in the chat and we can have a discussion. But in the meantime, you know, it takes one to start the community. And then from there, we let it build. Hey, seriously, though, it's been a great experience thus far in these couple months since transitioning into Operation Status Quo, and you know, I've had a few guests already. I'm anticipating an actual guest tomorrow, so that's going to be great too. So if you're seeing this, make sure you tune back in, and you know, if you're not already signed up, you know, subscribe and like and all that kind of thing, and click the notification bell. I generally go on in the kind of the middle of the afternoon, like anywhere. I mean, it could be as early as during the 12 o'clock hour, but generally it's after 1 and before 4 kind of time, you know, as far as, you know, just depends on how the day goes and you know, when I can get on here and make magic happen for you, the beautiful people out there. But I do, it's Eastern Standard Time, by the way, is what I wanted to finish on that. But anyway, I do like to take the time to come here because as I've been saying that, you know, I like to look at Operation Status Quo now, as I've come to realize as the refuge in the storm, as it were, you know. So coming to a place where we are the log cabin in the woods that's fully stocked while you're lost and a storm is coming. So you know, that's what this place is, a community where we can talk about what's going on in the world, because that's what Operation Status Quo is. It's the observation of what's going on in the world. We observe it, we discuss it, we don't attach to it, we don't get crazy, you know, and then we understand how to flow with the quo, as it were, and then we create our own quo of flow, because that's the way we have to go. And that's exactly what we do here on Operation Status Quo. And the beautiful thing about this space is that, you know, we could talk about anything. It doesn't have to be, it's not limited to one subject per se. It's really more about humanity is growing and waking to newer ideas, to higher levels of consciousness. And, you know, it's about having a space to know that it's okay to talk about those things. It's okay to, you know, express yourself and be who you are without any kind of judgment. And for darn sure, you're never going to find any judgment here on Operation Status Quo, at least by me. I mean, maybe someone else might judge, but I will not be judging. I will not be judging. So hello and welcome. Today is the 4th of May and the good year 2023. And today's program, ladies and gentlemen, is entitled Jerky, Jersey, and referring, of course, to the great state of New Jersey here in the United States of America. And I brought this up because it's funny. I was going to actually talk about something different today, and then I had to make a phone call for some finalizing some business from New Jersey, because for those who don't know, you know, I live in Florida now, but I did used to live in New Jersey for basically most of my life. I was in Pennsylvania and Philadelphia was younger, and then most of my life until the last. Matter of fact, it's going to be a year and a half. We're 10 days away today from a year and a half. How about that? Where's my applause? Do I have my applause over here? I got to go over here. Here's my applause. Yeah, a year and a half of being in good old Florida. 10 days away. 10 days away. Yeah. Hey-o. All right, I'm sorry. I don't know. I don't know why I turned on the lawnmower. I guess I was in Florida, and I'm just thinking that's all they do down here is cut grass. I've never seen so much grass cutting in my life, aside from the time that this year and a half that I've lived down here. It's really amazing. They probably could have filled God knows how many like tankers of fuel, you know, it took to keep the grass trimmed down here. But anyway, so you know me, if you watch this regularly, I go off on tangents. You know, and here's another thing I'll say, because since I do go off on tangents, just remember that this space is not only just about exactly exactly what I talk about, because sometimes that could be disconjointed. But it really is the vibe and the energy of what's being created here, the positive space, the positive outlook, the encouragement. That's really what it's all about. And knowing that I'm your friend. I'm your friend, and I'm just here to chit chat. And, hopefully it takes a little bit of your day to make you feel good, to watch whatever nonsense is going on here on Operation Status Quo, which of course is not nonsense because, it's a very important factor in the new rise of the new consciousness of humanity. I didn't even realize this. Now I feel responsibility. Now I feel responsibility. This is an emergency. I know. I didn't realize this. How important it is that I'm helping humanity grow in consciousness. Hey-o. All right, so let's get into Jerky, Jersey. Let me tell you. So this story goes back just a little bit. So I lived in New Jersey, and for most people who live here in the States or East Coast, I don't even know if they use Easy Pass, where else they use it, but Easy Pass, for driving through the tolls, okay? So I've always had that, so even when I lived in New Jersey, I would work in Philadelphia, so I'd go back and forth over the bridge, and long story short, I had the Easy Pass, right? Okay, so when I moved here, I haven't been using the Easy Pass, and I kind of wanted to cancel it because when I got my bill afterwards, I realized that they were still charging me $1 a month just for an administrative fee to actually just to have it, right? They're charging me $1 a month, and I'm thinking, crap, I'm getting charged $1 a month, and like I'm not even using this. And not that $1 is huge, but I mean, it is, right? It's like there's no reason for them to charge me that. I'm only supposed to be getting charged when I go over the toll. Not to mention, you guys are the ones that came up with this freaking system, Easy Pass, so it's like now you come up with it, you kind of force it on people, and now I got to pay you $1 a month for it, right? So it makes no sense, number one. But then, so I haven't been using it. Now, I don't know what happened. During Christmas, I went home to visit my family, so I drove up and drove back. And then during that trip, I guess they stopped charging me Easy Pass for whatever reason. So, and the bill wasn't going to here because my address was still Jersey. I had the address set at my mom's house for my Easy Pass, so the bills were still going there. And, once in a while she'd check and say, oh, you got something from Easy Pass, so I didn't really give a crap. But then I realized that I owed them $55 for the drive, back and forth from Florida to Jersey back here, because for whatever reason they didn't charge the same credit card that I have on file with them since I started Easy Pass. It's the same card, the same everything. All of a sudden now they said, oh, the card, we need a new card. They gave me no explanation, just saying that the card is no longer active or so. I don't know what the hell they're talking about because I'm still using the same card, right? So anyway. So I tried to get them on the phone because I wanted to square away this bill, and I wanted to tell them that I wanted to cancel, my account. So it was about a month or so ago, maybe almost 2 months, really. I called them, and it took me. I'm going to tell you, people. And this is why I can't express how happy I am to be out of Jersey. It's just like I always consider it just such an oppressive Nazi state, and they're up your butt for everything. They tax you, fine you, everything. You can't do anything, So, but anyway, I called them. It took me 4.5 hours over the course of 3 phone calls to try to get somebody on the phone. And then when I get them on the phone, they tell me, oh, mail back the thing and send the check, and write a letter. I got to write a letter, saying that I want to cancel the check and put the account number here and there and everywhere else. And, and I guess, I said, okay. And then I got frustrated. I'm thinking, well, why the frig I got to send this to them? She could have taken my money over the phone with a credit card, just the conversation never went there because, I talked and I figured, okay, I'll just send it in the mail. And then I'm thinking, oh, now got to wrap this thing in foil, send it in the mail. I got to do all this legwork, right? And so I didn't do anything. And then I noticed they must have put me in for a credit thing or something because I got an alert, on my credit thing with my bank. And I was like, oh, it's freaking it's freaking Jersey. It's like, it's like they'll take and take and take. And one little time something happens. And it wasn't even like I was trying to avoid anything. Again, back to the main point. The credit card was on file. They could have easily just charged it and never would have had a problem. I probably still would have the Easy Pass because I would have been too lazy to cancel it, right? I'd still be getting charged $1 every month and being pissed off about it. But then my mom sent me, because she got some of the mail, said, send me the stuff you got from, Easy Pass. And when I read it over, it's like they had sent me one letter that said, oh, your account is below $60 or something, whatever. You can't be below a certain amount, whatever the frig, right? And I'm not even using it, so I don't even know why they need. That's another thing about about them, right? When you're driving with this Easy Pass, they start anticipating how much you're going to spend, each month, and they just charge you ahead of time, whether you drive it or not. So a good example is this: is some years back, I was dating someone that lived in Philadelphia, and I was working in Philadelphia, but I lived in Jersey, right? So I was driving back and forth over the bridge like every day to go to work, and then I was driving back and forth over the bridge to go, be with this girl. It was like, I think I was getting charged $100 and something like a month on the Easy Pass. It was outrageous. So they kept upping what they were taking every month. And then, thank God, I eventually, disassociated from my female companion there. And, the bill then it dropped down to like 80, and then later it dropped down to 60. They were just taking. But long story short, they're taking. So they sent me the first letter saying basically that it's under this amount, and they're going to revoke my privileges. And I got the letter here. The second letter, and I don't know if I could see it because I got this dark kind of atmosphere. Your New Jersey Easy Pass has been revoked due to negative balance on your account for more than 90 days. Well, I guess 90 days because that was December, right? For more than 90 days. Your Easy Pass tags will be deactivated immediately and will no longer be valid in the toll lanes, right? So, okay. Yeah, but I called them today, and that's why this is on my mind, because I called them today and I resolved the issue, and I paid them, and I told them, they told me to, we'll send the thing back. Got to send the thing back in the mail. I'm like, yeah, I'll send the thing back in the mail. I said, I'm thinking to myself, hold your breath on that one. When you're ready to send me like an envelope, a prepaid postage envelope or whatever, you send it to me and then I send it to you. That's fine. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not going out of my way for New Jersey Easy Pass. And I really get a kick out of the fact that they go, you've been revoked. It's like, remember in Lethal Weapons, like diplomatic immunity. Danny Glover's all like, I know you want to take that diplomatic immunity. The pop shoots him right in the head. Has just been revoked. Yeah, there it is. Shoot him up. Yeah, there we go. Let's get it going. Because I'm pumped up. We need some sound effects. Some bitches. New Jersey. Jerky, New Jersey. Everybody, get the hell out of Jersey. Get out of Jersey. It's ridiculous. They're up your ass. Who the frig are these people? Who are these people? $1 a month for an administrative fee. For what? Hey-o. Okay. All right. Are we done? Are we still at war? Hold on. Do I got to go back over here and fix that? Let's see here. Oh, that's the next one. Okay, it's done. This happens all the time. By the time I try to find which button I push to turn it off, it ends. So thank God for all of us. But anyway, and this is just symptomatic, ladies and gentlemen, of our oppressive world structure, the powers that be, and what they do. And these places like New Jersey is like off the charts horrible. And and of course, it falls in line with the same stuff like in California during the pandemic. It was like the worst state in the world to be in. You had masks and it was just super oppressive. And you see what's happening in California now. The state's basically crumbling. Look at San Francisco. That was just out in the news yesterday or whatever about Nordstrom's leaving their main mall and all that kind of stuff. And it's a shit show over there. And all these cities, Chicago, New York, even Philadelphia, it's all decline. And it's funny, I've almost felt nostalgic. I'm not a big New York fan. I never was. I know people love to go into the Manhattan and all that thing, but it was never really for me. And, but at the same time, at my age, growing up my whole life as like New York was basically like the pinnacle of the world, like almost, look the capital of the world in a sense, it was such the most popular, everybody, if you can make it there. No, if I can make it there, I'll make it anywhere. I'm sorry, I got to do it. It's up to you, New York. But really, New York's like shit, right? The crime and everything else. And, and this is really what's amazing to me about all this. It kind of ties in, like what I'm saying, the oppression, of all these. I live here in Florida now. It's like, it's so refreshing. Like, nobody's up your ass for anything. Everywhere you go to do things, it's more just kind of, you got to do what you got to do in certain, but it's more casual. And even like the police down here, I haven't had any encounters with them, but I watch and see what goes on around. They're not hawking people like they are like in Jersey, where they're always watching around every corner. They can't wait to pull you over. Oh, you didn't put your turn signal on. Oh, you made an illegal turn, or just stupid shit. Or your windshield wipers hanging off. I don't know. You got something, a thing hanging from your rear view mirror. That's illegal. They're always looking to get you and just be dicks. Quite honestly, dicks. And down here, I don't notice that. Now, maybe I'm sure everywhere else is good and bad, but I don't notice the police officers down here acting that way. I don't see them waiting on the corner, harassing people, chasing people down. They got bigger fish to fry. Everybody's carrying a gun down here, for God's sake, so it's bigger fish to fry. They don't have time to worry about it. Hey-o. No, but seriously, and I was saying about nostalgic with New York, it's just in the sense of, these are places that I guess, when you grow up a certain way and you're used to what things were, and now you see this decline. It's they're ghost towns, these huge buildings. No one's even working in the office buildings anymore because who's working from home or who's not working or how jobs have changed and everything. So, and again, this is Operation Status Quo. We're observing the status quo, that status quo that we lived in all those years, and you see how the world is changing. And it's to me, it's another example. It's almost like proof of all the crap that, talking about of how humanity's changing, growing, and we have to let go of the old paradigms to fit in to what's happening next, and so the way we were living in those cities that way, and people don't even need to live in the cities anymore. A lot of people would live in Manhattan because their job was there and all that kind of thing. And now you can work from home and live wherever. I mean, who wants to live stuck in a city like that when you can live in a house, by a lake, or I don't know, anything. Why you want to be? I would never want to be stuck like that. I mean, even down here, I really like the St. Petersburg area, and I think if someone said to me, "Oh, the downtown St. Pete is really cool," and I've been to downtown St. Pete, and it is really nice. But there's really amazing apartment buildings and stuff that they're building there and everything else too, blah, blah, blah. But at the end of the day, I wouldn't want to live there. I'm going to live up 50 floors up. I don't know. I just don't want to be stuck in there like that. Every time you have to go shopping, it's up and down and all around, and you're stuck in the city. I mean, some people, like I say, some people love it. You're in the building. You could just come down out of the building and walk the streets. There's plenty of restaurants and everything you need to do. You don't need to drive. I guess, give and take, whatever. But for me, it's too crowded. Then you're stuck in the space with all these people clumped in together in a space, and it's just too much. I'd rather somehow have some sort of just a little bit of space, a neighborhood, some dogs walking by out front, something like that. But anyway, that's what I wanted to touch on today. Was a Jerky jersey, and they really agitated me, but I was happy. I paid my, I don't want to be in debt, God forbid, because we see the fiscal responsibility of our leadership and our politicians and such. You see how the banking system's got it all under control, and the debt ceiling is all under control. But they're worried about coming after me for $50 for not charging my card when you already had it on file, and then I gotta deal with it. That's the thing. That's what really gets me about these freaking Nazi sons of bitches, is that I have to deal with it. Because you fucked up. I'm sorry. I really apologize to curse, but I'm just going to get this point. Because you effed up, I got to deal with it now, and I got to fix it and take my time. 4.5 hours on the phone just to get somebody on. But today, because I clicked the right button, I guess, I said, make a payment right away. They can't wait to, oh, sir, can we have a seat? You want to pay? Of course, Pay what? You should be owing me. You should be giving me the $1 back that you charged me. Administrative fee for what? Such robbery. Not to mention the whole toll system is robbery anyway. I can't believe that coming from the Philadelphia area, they put the Delaware River Port Authority, came into effect, when they were building the bridges, the Ben Franklin, the Walt Whitman, and, they started collecting tolls to cover, the cost of building the bridge, and it was supposed to go away afterwards. I mean, this is years ago, but it never went away. And now it becomes, well, the bridge is built, but now we have to maintain the bridge, So, and then what? Then they got to hire employees to be on the bridge to take your money when you go through the bridge, but it's well, if you just got rid of all that, you wouldn't need the, aren't the taxes that we're paying, whether you're living in PA side or Jersey side, aren't all the taxes you guys are collecting? You don't think you put a portion of that away for, maintaining the bridges, instead of just, getting yourself another boat or another house or, whatever to frig, people Biden and all buying all of them. Oh, I don't mean to put out, I'm just saying him because he's in Delaware area, so he's close to that, but all the fancy stuff with his Corvette, maybe he can trade in his Corvette, Mr. Biden, you want to trade in your Corvette and put a few bucks towards, keeping the bridges safe for your constituents? You cloned up dopey dope. I'm sorry.
Hey-o.
I gotta take a step back because this show now, is not about any sort of anger or attacking people. It's not about right or wrong, good or bad. But this is the stuff we got to stand up to. This is the way the world's changing, and it's enough's enough. Enough's enough is what I'm trying to say. Enough's enough. F you, New Jersey. I'm so glad I left. I'll never, ever, ever give you another dime of anything I ever have. Well, I guess that's not 100% true. If I go up to visit and I have to shop, they would get something. I also still have a condo there. So at some point, I guess they're getting my taxes from that. So they're still getting something, but the least I can give them, the better, because I don't know. It's just, I feel like they're so intrusive, and, it's all the same way, anywhere in that Northeast corridor. You could be living in Boston. Boston was another, area that was horrible, Massachusetts in general, during the pandemic of the restrictions and everything else, and how people were being treated. So thank God for places like Florida. I know Texas is another one. And where else are people going? I just know people are leaving California. They're leaving, they're leaving New York. They're leaving Illinois is another one, I believe. People just these mass exodus, and it's just like enough's enough. People don't want to deal with it anymore. It's time to, take our freedom back, and that's what we're doing. That's why we observe these things. So if you got Jersey Easy Pass, get rid of that damn thing. Just go through the toll and pay it if you have to. At least you're saving the buck. At least you're saving $1 a month. So I don't know. It just made me really agitated that when they mess up and they come after you and then they're going to put me on a list like for $50, like for $55, like you know what I mean? It's just like it's such a disgrace. Instead of saying, well, they're going to tell me you can't look at those records. I say this all the time with anything, whether it be even your mortgage or your electric bill or your cable bill. Anything, right? You pay all the time, every month. And then if 1 month comes by and something got messed up or you missed a payment or anything, boom, they just shut your cable. You'll just come home one day, your cable will be off, or the lights will just go out, or the water will be turned off, or, we're going to revoke. We revoke. They use words like that to make you like you're a criminal and they got to come get you because you're a bad person. But like if these companies cared at all, why not give a call? Or, why not reach out? We have records here. Mr. Palma, he has paid every bill that we've sent him for the past 5 years on time or before. He's never missed a payment, and now this one is missed. I wonder if he's okay. Mr. Palma, are you okay? Are you hurt? Bring out the puppy. Oh, hello, little puppy. Is the little puppy okay? Why didn't you pay your bill?
Hey-o.
So, but instead it's like, no, we're going to get you. But why not? Why not ask them if they're okay? When I'm not going to get into that story because I don't even want to mention that. But, no, I will. So one of the places I live since I moved down here, and it's a long story, and believe it or not, I had never even heard of this location, but people bust my balls all the time when I say it. But I did. I lived in the Villages in Florida for about 5 months, due to a potential business interaction that was going on, but it didn't work out, and that's why. And then I moved again. But while I was there, obviously it's a 55 plus area, a lot of older people, so they get the newspaper there every day, and they actually got guys that drive around in the trucks, and if they see a newspaper not picked up for a day or two outside somebody's house, they will go knock on the door and make sure that they're not dead. Now, I think that I'm not sure if it's because they love them or because they're thinking, well, if they're dead, let's get them out so we can sell this house.
Hey-o.
No, but seriously, at least they do that. They probably see they see them. There's the hawk circling over the house. They know that Grandpa died in there, and the newspaper hasn't been picked up. So, all right, okay. Oh, the hawk is back. I thought the hawk was okay. No, Grandpa's still alive. He's still alive. So, all right, Jerky, Jersey. I'm so happy I've left Jersey. You can find your freedom too. You don't have to come to Florida, right? But I'm saying, find your freedom. Choose your freedom. Don't. The point is everything, I guess, again, I can make every show about 3 minutes if I just said my one main point, but sometimes it takes me about 20 minutes of talking to get to that point. But the main point is basically stop taking shit. And it doesn't mean be a jerk. It doesn't mean being, mean to people. It just means don't take shit. If you don't like what they're doing, F them. That's it. And you go on to the next thing, like Jersey, F you. If you would have just worked with me, I probably still would have had the Easy Pass. You still would have been collecting, I would have been lazy. But, now you're pushing me around a little bit, revoked and bullshit. my card's on file, you don't use it, now I got to chase you down. F you guys, F you guys. And I think we should do that with everything, whatever, right from now. And, this is what we're doing. The world's changing, conscious is changing, you're changing. You can free yourself. You don't have to live in the confines of this bullshit no more, and this freaking oppressive system that's always coming after us and keeping us down and peck. It's just so annoying. So stand up, F them, be free, do what you want to do, be nice, but be nice, be nice, be nice. Remember, like in Roadhouse, I want you to be nice until it's time to not be nice. Well, how are we supposed to know that? You won't. I'll let you know. You're the bouncer. I'm the cooler. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank you so much for listening to me rant today. I got all worked up about that, I was like, I wanted to title the show F Jersey first, and then I said, oh, no, let me make it a little more creative than that, put a little alliteration in there, Jerky Jersey, it sounds kind of fun. But Jersey, you are jerks, and I wish I could talk to New Jersey itself, like the entity of New Jersey. I wanted to get on the phone with the Easy Pass person. Get me somebody up the line. Get me somebody like 5 steps up the line, somebody that I can really talk to and say, you're an asshole. It's like, stop like doing these jobs that are created to oppress people. It's a matter of fact that I'm going to leave it with this last thing. I get text messages a lot because of my real estate license down here from NAR, the National Association of Realtors. I'll get these random text messages. They'll say, oh, hello, Peter, I'm so-and-so. I work to get affordable health care for real estate agents. Would you like a quote? And every time I guess it's spam. I don't know if it's actually a person or it's spam in general, but spam really. But so I always text them back and say, mainstream medical is a death trap. Why are you trying to sell me death? And then they stop. They don't answer me. I get another one from a different number, but they don't answer me back. Hey-o. All right, that's enough. All right, so that's the whole point. Stand up for yourself. Live how you want to live. Even if it's a little inconvenient, right? Sometimes shit's inconvenient if you really want to live true to who you are. So just figure out what it is for you, and and make it happen. All right, and that's what we do here on Operation Status Quo, where we observe the status quo, we learn to flow with the quo, and where we create our own quo of flow, because that's the only way to go. Yo, yeah. All right, I'm Pete Palma. Thanks again, guys. Seriously, so much for being here. For those of you who enjoy this, who watch, who participate, I really appreciate it. Please take the time to like, subscribe, and share. Send it out to your friends, your family, those you love, and of course, those you despise as well, because we're all one no matter what, right? So God bless each and every one of you, individually as well as a group. Nothing but love for you, baby. I used to go see this guitar player. He always used to go, nothing but love, baby, nothing but love. All right. Anyway, I'm anticipating a special guest tomorrow. So, tune in for that if you see this. If you don't see this, and hopefully you'll tune in for that either way. But until then, yes, have a great rest of your day or whatever time it is that you're watching this. Operation Status Quo, disengaged.